Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the building. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to practice human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? Yes, so you can aim your gun. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go on ahead, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content. There are so many people who need to get great content like this. And it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want our world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content now. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are back with another edition of the Ruthless Nice Guy. A very hard award to win. Okay, very hard award to win. And, but we're featuring Michael B. Jordan. We are featuring Michael B. Jordan as the newest addition to the Ruthless Nice Guys. Now, before we get too involved into this, let me take a moment out to say shout out to all the people who give me views on a regular basis. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream, because that's definitely a way to support. Shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. I very much appreciate it. And shout out to everybody who hits that like button, which should be everybody. Everybody need to hit that like button, y'all. Okay, that is the main way to help to grow the content on this particular channel, is to hit that like button. I know sometimes people get excited when they get here and they may forget, but remember to go back and hit that like button, and hit that like button on the stream, regardless how long the stream been up. Just make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate you big time. And let me give some shout outs to some of the first people to check in this morning, because when you start the show, it's always great to see that you got a few people who are already there, ready to go. But y'all know how it is. Over here at the Roger Report Live, you know there can only be one. And I want to give a shout out to the Highlander of today's stream. My main man doing it again. Trail Billy is in the house representing as he always does. He got it one more again. Shout out to him. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hey, Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Glad to see you in the building. Glad to see you in the building. Following up right behind him, my main man, the pit master himself. Shout out to him and the pit crew. Chef Mike's Roundtable is in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. Glad to have you on the team over here. Glad to have you on the team. Shout out to J-Dub. Shout out to Mr. Suge to you, the whole entire pit crew. Shout out to Brooklyn's finest is in the house. Great to see you. Great to see you. We got Tunnel Runner in the house. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Floyd Thompson is here. Yay, yay. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. We got the Righteous Teacher in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Shark Sims in the building. What's going on, Shark? What's going on? Appreciate you being here. Jerome Payne, what's happening, my brother? What's happening? Afro Merchant is in the building as well. Glad to see you all, and we gonna get into it, y'all. All right, from time to time to time, we got to take the time out to honor our own. We got to honor our own, y'all. Because if we don't honor them, we can't expect them to get the honor from other folks like that. But we're here to talk about an amazing young man who's been tearing it up for a good little while, y'all. He had a lot of mentions on this channel and in my previous channels that unfortunately, have been destroyed. But hey, you can't stop the Ride Report Live. All you can do is quote unquote slow it down. You can't stop it. You can't stop. We're gonna do that thing. We're gonna do that thing. Okay. And we are here today to honor the next entry of the Ruthless Nice Guy, which will give him a chance. Gives him a chance at becoming a living legend, y'all. Michael B. Jordan could possibly be on his way to becoming a living legend. But you got to get that Ruthless Nice Guy first. You got to get that first. And the Ruthless Nice Guy is about great black men doing great things. And Michael B. Jordan has turned into, I'm going to say officially, the it guy. If you ain't recognized it as of yet, you got to see it now. I've been saying this for a while, y'all. He the it guy. There have been black men in Hollywood that have come before him, and they have been the it guy. All right. And, those men, such as Sidney Poitier, I believe was the first it guy when it came to being a black man. Okay. He was followed up by Denzel Washington. Okay. Who was also followed up by Will Smith. And now it seems to be Michael B. Jordan. Okay. And this is no disrespect to all the other men that's been doing their thing. That, they have been doing their thing and they out here strong and right. Okay. Now, these are certain it guys. They get some of the best movie offers. Okay. Now it's up to the individual to decide whether they're going to do it or not. Sometimes they, have a great opportunity. Sometimes they miss a great opportunity. You never know how it's going to go. Okay. But we are looking at Michael B. Jordan, which is somewhat still young to be a Ruthless Nice Guy. See, still somewhat young. But you know what? We ain't going to hold his age against him. The man been on fire lately. The man has been on fire lately. And guess what? He can't be denied at this point. Okay? He can't be denied. Shout out to you, Mr. Suge, to you. I see you, my brother. I see you. Okay? He can't be denied. All right? Now, Michael B. Jordan has been in the world of cinema for a long time. He's actually only 39 years old, y'all. Born in 87, only 39 years old. So still got a lot of great work to put in. A lot of great work to put in. Now, Michael B. Jordan is a very, very beloved individual. He has made his mark in the world of cinema. Okay, he's done the television thing, and he's definitely done the movie thing. And he has done some incredible parts. And see, to be that it guy, you got to be able to draw people to you, man. You got to be able to draw people to you. Now, y'all know what I heard? And it was even a white guy. White guy doing a little something on the Oscars. You know what he pointed out? I kid you not. You know what he pointed out? He pointed out when Michael B. Jordan, when they announced that he won that Oscar, the crowd went wild. Okay. He says about 3,400 people there. I assume he know what he's talking about. Based on what he was representing. So I assume he know what he was talking about. He said about 3,400 people. I've been up to that theater myself, but never really took a look on the inside of the theater, so I can't say exactly what it looked like. It didn't go to the inside of the theater, but I've been up there. So I think 3,400 is reasonable number. But he said when Michael B. Jordan's name was announced, okay, when his name was announced, it was like an arena of I don't know how many. He said he might have said 20,000, might have said 50,000, but it was something in the tens of thousands, And you know what? As he replayed the clip, I was like, they is kind of loud. They is kind of loud. Okay. So Michael B. Jordan, as he said in his Oscar-winning speech, they want him to win. Okay. And yeah, we are the people. We actually want this young man to win. And I want to give him credit for being the type of guy that others want to see you win, because everybody don't get it like that. Okay. There are some people who just, you get a feel from them. You get a touch from them. And you know what? I should have said this at first, but ain't no time like the present, y'all. Ain't no time like the present. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip back just for a hot second. I'm gonna give a shout out, because every once in a while, y'all, there's a white guy who we respect, and unfortunately, he got to go to the afterlife too. Okay, he got to go to the afterlife too at some point. And if y'all checked out the links in the description, as y'all, I'm sure, I believe a lot of y'all are aware of the fact that Chuck Norris did pass, y'all. Chuck Norris did pass. He messed around, would have been black, he probably would have got a grand finale. But there's always been some jokes out there about how tough Chuck Norris was. So I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Chuck Norris, okay? A white guy that, as far as I know, we can approve of, okay? We can approve of. Chuck Norris ain't never did nothing dirty. I ain't never heard Chuck Norris being on the bad side of anything going on, okay? So, Chuck Norris seemed to be one of the good white people, y'all. Chuck Norris seemed to be one of the good white people. Okay, so shout out to Chuck Norris for that. All right, shout out to Chuck Norris for that. Okay. Shout out to Mr. Suge to you. He said, I still have a Chuck Norris action figure. Well, you know what? It just went up in value. You know how that goes. It just went up in value now. Cause he doesn't cross, he done went to the crossroads, so it just went up in value. But shout out to Chuck Norris, y'all. Shout out to Chuck Norris, the one, the only, a man that was brilliant in a lot of different ways, a very respected man, known for his martial arts expertise, kind of a funny guy too, if you catch him, doing certain things, but he played great serious roles. So you know what? Shout out to him. Shout out to Afro Merchant. He say supervise white people. I don't know, I'm gonna give credit to Chuck now. Whoever supervised him did a great job. That's what I'm gonna say. Whoever supervised him did a great job. Real talk. So shout out to Chuck Norris. Shout out to the Norris family. A white guy I can appreciate, and that's real talk. A white guy I can appreciate. So let me just get that on out the way. Now we can get back to it, y'all. We can get back to it. One of the greatest people in cinema. All right. My main man, Michael B. Jordan. Okay. Michael B. Jordan. He done made it to the list, y'all. He's officially a Ruthless Nice Guy, which again allows him a shot at becoming a living legend. Okay. It allows him a shot at becoming a legend. Okay. Now, what makes Michael B. Jordan so great? Okay, what you know what? I believe I forgot to drop the link. I'm gonna try to jump on that right now. I believe did I drop the link in there? I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can do that now. But Michael B. Jordan, y'all, again, the type of guy that draws people to him. You know, he said in an Oscar speech himself, he makes you want to see him win. Everybody don't have that knack. Okay, everybody does not come across in a way where you literally want to see them win. Michael B. Jordan has been able to successfully do that, you know, and I got to give him props for that. And that's because guess what, y'all? He's a nice guy. You know, he's always been known as a nice guy. Okay. Very respectable young man. From what we can tell about his parents, you know, raised very well. You know, from what we can tell, looks like he was raised very well. And shout out to his parents for doing that. You know, his father, you know, the name alone gets a little bit of fame. He is Michael A. Jordan. His father's name, his father name is Michael A. Jordan. You know, you got Michael B. Jordan, but his father name is Michael A. Jordan. And you know, Michael B. Jordan will let you know he was named after his father, Michael A. Jordan. You know, now, yeah, he had people told a couple jokes here and there about him when he was growing up, and I can kind of see that. If I went to school with somebody named Michael Jordan, would I crack a joke or two? I think I would. Just being realistic. Just being real. I crack a joke. Wouldn't call him corny. Wouldn't do that, you know. Definitely wouldn't do that. You know. Now I crack a joke or two because I cracked a joke or two about some of everybody when I was a youngster. So I can't say I would have let it go without a joke, but calling them corny, wouldn't have done that one. Wouldn't have done that one. Okay. But Michael B. Jordan has come off as a very dare I say lovable guy. Okay. I think that's what he is to ladies. I think ladies see him and they just want to love that man. That's what I really truly believe. You know, I know they think he's sexy and all that. I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff about the women going crazy over him and, you know, how they quote unquote can't control themselves when they get around him. But Michael B. Jordan is also the type of guy that seems like he's cool enough that you will let him hang out with your crew. Now, I can say for sure I would let him hang out with me and my crew, not because he's, you know, an actor. I'm saying the person he comes off as. He seemed like he cool to hang out with, you know. If we going to do something, we let Michael come. Okay. If we going out to get some numbers, we let Michael come. We just going bowling. We let Michael come. Okay. We going to play some sports, we let Michael come. He seemed like just an all-around cool dude at the end of the day. All right. And shout out to my main man, Floyd Thompson. He said, Roger, not Michael J. Jordan. Well, you know what? Michael J. Jordan is already a living legend. Okay. He got the number 2 slot of becoming a living legend, only following behind Jesus of Nazareth himself. Okay. The black Jesus, the one that the Bible talks about. Okay. So, you know, Michael B. Jordan just getting the Ruthless Nice Guy is you know, he got a chance to be in some pretty good company. I mean, he already in good company to get a Ruthless Nice Guy as it is. He already in good company. Can he become but can he become a living legend? I mean, Michael J did it. I'm rooting for Michael B. I just say that I'm rooting for him, okay? I'm rooting for him, okay? That's all I can say. I'm rooting for him. So, you know, it is what it is. We'll see if he get there, but that ain't just up to me. That's gonna be up to y'all, okay? That's gonna be up to y'all. You know, I got him in. I can say that. I got him in there where he got a chance of being a living legend. And you know what? I'm glad a man as young as him has a chance to become a living legend. Okay. I'm glad he at least has a shot. Okay. Now, and I do think the way he comes off the people is why he is viewed the way he is. You know, now after he won an Oscar, he went to an In-N-Out Burger, which to my understanding is just like a regular burger chain. You know, maybe like a McDonald's, maybe a Steak and Shake somewhere up in there. I ain't never been to an In-N-Out burger that I can remember. I ain't gonna say I ain't never been there. I'm gonna say I don't remember going to an In-N-Out burger. I possibly did, but I don't really remember. Okay, I don't really remember if I went to an In-N-Out burger. I know I was out there. I was in Hollywood and I went to a few places. I don't know if I went to an In-N-Out burger though, because we did so much stuff. All right, but shout out to In-N-Out burger. He decided to stop there. He let people catch a glimpse of him. I showed y'all the clip where he talked to a brother, who was a fan. He did a interview with him, and we never found out what the guy's name was, but he was just a content creator. And Michael B. Jordan took the time out to do an interview with him. So he shows these great things about himself to show that he has awesome character. Okay. Now he seems to be a stand-up man, and he seems to have awesome character. And there was some young lady that was recently attacked. She famous, but she ain't famous enough yet for me to know her by name. But I saw a journalist of some kind put a pretty bad remark on her or something, made a comment about her hair. And it was one of Michael's friends, and Michael B. Jordan came to the post and said, "This is disgusting," in order to defend one of his cohorts, I guess. I believe she's an actress. I believe she's an actress. I just don't know her name personally. No dig to her. She's just not famous enough for me to know her yet. That's all. But obviously, Michael is a friend of hers, and he stood up for her. I can respect that. People should stand up for their friends when it comes down to it at the end of the day. So the movie roles, yeah, he's known for that. But the type of guy he comports himself to be, I believe, is what truly makes him awesome in a climate like today. Okay? I do believe black men need to be able to move in this kind of way. It's cool to be nice, but people need to know that you know how to stand your ground. And people also need to know that you ain't playing with them at all times. Okay? Shout out to him. He did a fantastic role. Okay, fantastic. Shout out to Mr. Shirley to you, man. Shout out to Mr. Shirley to you. He said here all stream. Roger, where the F is Wallace, Raj? Where the F is Wallace? Hey man, shout out to the Wallace character, because that Wallace character opened up a lot of doors for this young man. Wallace been missing for a long time now, but that Wallace character opened up a lot of great doors for this young man. So, shout out to the people who gave him the role of Wallace. And according to some of the research I did, they say he actually went out for Bodie, but he didn't get Bodie. But he impressed them enough that eventually they hollered back at him and said, "We want you to come on for this role. Okay? We want you to come on for this particular role." And it was the role of Wallace. So may not be what he wanted at the time, but it still worked out in his favor. He couldn't get Bodie, but he came on as Wallace. And, it just allowed him to dream a little bit bigger. Okay? It allowed him to dream a little bit bigger. All right. Now, I'm going to say Michael B. Jordan did something that he did not have to do. He didn't have to do it. The man done got famous, got a little bit of money. Okay, got a little bit of money. Now, what did he do? He bought his parents a home. He didn't even have his own home yet. He bought his parents a home. All right. Now, I'm going to say he might have been, I believe he was being very strategic in this particular situation. He was a young man. His dreams are coming true. He's getting some good roles. He decides to buy his parents a home. All right. Now, he didn't have his own home yet. He was definitely old enough to be out on his own. He had the money for his own place, because if you buy your parents a home, you definitely got the money for your home. So I think he was actually being very strategic when he got a home for his parents and then lived in his parents' home as an already famous rich young man. Okay. I'm going to say I think that was a pretty good strategy. You know, I think that helped keep the noise down. Okay. This is my personal beliefs. I think that helped keep the noise down. I think this also helped, avoid some tragic situations that a lot of black men would find themselves in with the women. I think this was a very smart move. I'm going to buy my parents a home, but I'm going to stay with them. Okay. So yeah, I can go out there and do a little something, but I got to kind of be on guard because I got parents at home. Now, what does that mean? I'm pretty sure that means you're not going to be taking a bunch of random chicks to the house on a regular basis. Now, if you live in your own home, you technically can fall into that temptation when you have money and fame. A lot of temptation out there. Okay. But what can help ease some of that temptations? Do you really want to be talking or getting up in the morning and then all of a sudden you see your parents and they having a regular conversation with you because you're their regular son? Because you still a regular son to them. It's just if you got good parents, you still a regular to them. You just happen to be famous to other folk, but you're a regular to them. So now they talking to a regular son, and then some chick come out your room or some bathroom or something, no clothes on. Maybe she got a sheet wrapped around her. Maybe maybe she got a towel on. She coming out of a shower or something. I mean, your parents know you're grown, but still. So I think that probably was a good strategic move for him to not get himself in more trouble than what he needed to be in. I think that was a very good move. And obviously it has worked out in his favor. Obviously it's worked out very well in his favor. So the man used something that a lot of people are made fun of. If a guy can't afford to move out of his family's home, they make fun of him for doing stuff like that. But we all know Mike bought the house. Mike got the money. Okay. So, and I know, and I've said before, it's not your job to take care of your parents, but if you got it like that and you want to do your parents that way, I see nothing wrong with it. It's just not your job. So I can appreciate that his parents played a role in his life where he wanted to buy a home for them. I can appreciate that. Now, shout out to Trell Bentley. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother, for the super chat. And shout out to you for the 57-cent Trell Bentley tax. He says, Lori Harvey punching the air and crying in the car right now. You know what? I'm not gonna say it ain't no truth to that. I ain't gonna dog or jump on Lori Harvey because y'all, I said at the time when we found out that Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan had separated, I said boldly that Lori Harvey would never get that opportunity again. Never gonna get that type of opportunity again. I said whoever she ends up with is not gonna be at the level of Michael B. Jordan. I don't know who it's gonna be. I'm not talking about the young man she with right now. I'm saying in general. I've already said that Michael B. Jordan would probably be of a higher status than them from the world of Hollywood, or just in general. Michael B. Jordan would probably be richer than them. Okay? Because Michael B. Jordan is a likable person. So people are going to want to do business with him. He's going to represent himself well. Again, he's an it guy when it comes to Hollywood. Some people just don't know when they got something great in their hands. And at the end of the day, Lori just won't be able to top him. I'm pretty sure of that, y'all. I'm pretty sure of that. So it just is what it is. So she probably is crying in the car. Okay, she probably is. Based on some stuff I saw, it looked like she pulled a paparazzi stunt where, she called a paparazzi on herself. That's what people were reporting. She done called a paparazzi on herself so she can be seen kissing her boyfriend at the moment, who people are even saying is an on again, off again type thing. and the guy was pretty flirty with somebody else that she either DM'd him before in the past, or he DM'd her. I don't remember what it is. I don't pay attention to gossip stuff like that, but I hear little things here and there. So yeah, I think Lori blew it. Just plain and simple. Lori blew it. But hey, sometimes a lot of folks don't know when they winning, and therefore they lose. It just is what it is. Some folks just they gonna snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory, and I think that's what Lori did at the end of the day. But Lori got to live with that, so it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, and I think Michael B. Jordan is a great example of how you don't let a woman slow you down. Michael B. Jordan has his mission. He's on his mission. He is making his mission happy, and a woman changing her mind, okay, about being with a man who's creating greatness for himself. He showed how you just don't let stuff like that slow you down. And I'm gonna say I'm proud of him for that, because unlike a lot of black men, he doesn't allow a woman to define him. He knows his role. Okay. He's got to be the leader whether she's following or not. So shout out to Michael B. Jordan for demonstrating that. Now I'm gonna slow down right here, and I'm gonna let Tunnel Runner get in because he done came up. Tunnel Runner, what's happening, my brother? What's happening?
Everything's good, sir.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that.
Yes. I mean, Michael B. Jordan showed that you can do everything that you're supposed to do, and they will still call you corny. Hello?
Yeah, there you go. We lost you for a second. We hear you now.
I got a lot of feedback. Yeah, I'm just saying, he's women. He tried to do what he tried to do, best man he could be, and was being the best man could be. And other people were seeing him for what he was. And black women didn't give him that opportunity to make a woman out of them. He just didn't. They just let him do it. Hello.
Yeah. I muted because I heard you say you got a little feedback, so I muted trying to help with that situation. And I'm gonna turn my device down a little bit, see if that'll help. Shout out to Chef Mike. I see you say echo, so hopefully that helps. Now I'm gonna say, I mean, at the end of the day, when you are great, your greatness is gonna shine. And that's what a lot of black men need to know. Like, your greatness gonna shine no matter what. Doesn't make a difference who's gonna be around you. If you have greatness in you, your greatness will come out of you. And the main thing is, you got to know what your role is, and you don't let nobody slow your role down. And I believe Michael B. Jordan has been doing a fantastic job of that for his 39 years of being on Earth. So shout out to him for accomplishing something that is extremely hard to do. Now, Michael B. Jordan's name was on our list, y'all. I allow y'all to throw names out there, nominees of being a Ruthless Nice Guy. His name was on the list. I said, you know what? It's time to do another Ruthless Nice Guy. Why not Michael B. Jordan? Why not? Because one of the things that he did in his world of cinema, winning an Oscar, is basically something that is difficult to do, and it's like almost like a lifetime achievement thing. Well, it is a lifetime achievement thing, because if you, number one, you got to even get into that world where people take you seriously. It is extremely difficult to win an Oscar. All right. And he is only the 7th black person to win an Oscar. Okay. Halle Berry has won, the only female. And, shout out to him for naming the other Oscar winners when he won. Okay. The other Oscar winners when he won. So, you got to respect that, he respects the people who paved the way for him, which is great to see. So as I've said before, winning the Oscar is like your championship when you are in that particular world. All right. When you're in that movie world, that film world, winning the Oscar is like winning the championship. Okay. You was the greatest of that particular year. Only one person can be the greatest that year. Okay. Regardless of what the likeness for, if it's for editing, the only one group of editors can be the greatest editors that year. If it's what he received for best actor, only one guy can be the best actor that year. So it is like winning a championship. But the thing is, you're competing against, you don't even know how many people who are going to be at this in any particular year, because you don't know how many movies are going to come out from the Academy. And I would assume that every film that comes into the Academy, you are competing against every single one of those particular films. The only people you may not have to, you don't have to compete against is films that are not somehow listed with the Academy, because I know everything's not listed with the Academy, but everybody who is, you got to go against all of them. So you got to be the king of the hill. And as an actor, Michael B. Jordan got his king of the hill moment. And I'm going to say, great that it came in Sinners. Okay. It's definitely worse things that it could have came as, but I don't know how a one man can play two roles so prolifically. I believe that's the right word. Okay. And not win. Okay. So yeah, he a black man. He had to do, we still sometimes got to do, work twice as hard to get half as much. But he did the thing with both of those roles. He did the thing. Go ahead.
He ignored the haters. He didn't let the he didn't stop him. He stayed on top of his job and kept working. And made sure that he was going to. And they haven't apologized. All the ones who talked about him still will not apologize to him, no matter what he does.
Well, at the end of the day, he don't need their apology. I'm gonna say that he don't need their apology. Michael B. Jordan understands work ethic. If listening to him speak, the way he talks about what he does and how he prepares, Michael B. Jordan, quote unquote, and not proverbially, he stay in the gym. That's what Michael B. Jordan does. He believes in having a strong work ethic, and if you have the strong work ethic, you can achieve your goals. That's something he believes in personally. So he stays in the proverbial gym. Not like the other Michael Jordan, different type of gym, but same type of attitude. He stays in the gym. Okay? That's something that Kobe picked up from Michael Jordan, Michael J. Jordan. And I think Michael B. Jordan has that same type of work ethic based on the things that I've heard him say. And, as I watch what how he responded in different interviews and people talking about, how he's gotten to this place and that place and all that, the man believes in work ethic. Okay. He stays in the gym. So he one of them people that truly believe in being ready so you ain't got to get ready, So, and I got to respect him for that. So, but now Black Uru is coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold off and let him get the mic. Appreciate you for coming up. You got the mic, Black Uru.
Yeah, Roger. Thanks for having me. I hope you I think I don't know if it's from your end, Roger, there's an echo. Because it was also echoing when Truth Teller, when Tunnel Runner was speaking. So yeah, I don't know if maybe you drop down and come back up or whatever, but yeah. Well, anyway, great topic, timely topic, and I really think a lot of men, a lot of men, and men of all ages. I'll include myself as such. We all should be pupils of Michael B. Jordan. I mean, if you really observe the arc of this man's life, in terms of him being like a child actor and various roles, very sort of memorable role on The Wire. One of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen in television involved his character Wallace. Wallace, if you're fans of The Wire, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I damn near drop a tear every time I think about what happened to poor Wallace in The Wire. The soap operas, obviously, movie he did with Keanu Reeves, Hardball, and various other. I mean, and he's changed even in image, right? He was this kind of dorky looking kid, and I'm putting dorky in quotations. I'm just saying he was this sort of spindly looking kid, and then he kind of grew up and matured. He had the braids, which could kind of be kind of a hit or miss sort of thing. From my perspective, a little bit, but then he came out of that. He grew bigger, much more, muscular, I guess, taller, much more manly. Obviously the facial hair and everything. I mean, we've seen him evolve from this talented, sort of spindly kid to this very big, tall, strong, robust, and now the most successful that you could be in the profession of acting. This guy claimed that award a couple of days ago. So, and he's not even 40 years old. And in fact, if you go back and look at all the other black men who have won Best Act, I think he's the only one to win it. Well, I don't know how. Maybe Jamie Foxx was also. No, I think he's the only one to win that award at under age 40. That's a remarkable achievement. In fact, I don't know if there are, I would say the majority of men, period, who have won Best Acting awards have probably been 40. I mean, you got a few, like Sean Penn, I think, won when he was younger. He's won a couple, three now, which is crazy as hell. And he won 3 Academy Awards. Forgive me. The most recent one was a supporting actor. But I'm getting distracted from my point. My point is, when you look at him, when you look at his arc of success and his evolution, this man is, this is the quintessential ruthless nice guy here, man. He's a living embodiment of as much of it as any we can really see reigning today. And I would recommend some of us kind of go back and again look at the evolution of this man and put that in the context of the fact: no baby mamas, no drug issues, no crime issues, not only no baby mamas, but no even controversies with women, no domestics, public, disorder, nothing. I mean, he is as ruthlessly nice guy, and when he wins the Academy Award, everybody is celebrating. White people are celebrating more than the black folks are. I mean, I'm wondering I look at him, and he is as clearly an example of a self-possessed black man, young black man. Now, I don't know, obviously I don't know anything personal about it. I can only go by what I see. So let's put that within the context of that. He could be something very different privately. Hopefully not. I think it's unlikely, but I got to put that caveat in there. Saying that, he is as a profoundly emblematic epitome of a ruthless nice guy as I see today. And I guess I'll end my very long opening statement right there. Apologies for
Well done, Black. Well done, sir.
And remember, you get 3 minutes for elder privilege. You get 3 minutes, so you all good.
Well, I'm pretty sure I went past that 3. So, but yeah, I appreciate that.
And Roger, one thing. This man is loved, like we were saying, by women. All Asian women love this man. White women love this man more than the sisters love this man. I mean, they outward show love and express it to him more than the sisters. And he seems to be a very successful man, doing everything he's supposed to be doing, and he getting love from other people more than he getting love from the sisters.
All right, now we gonna give it over to these names, y'all. These names. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna give it over. We're gonna turn the mic over to Ballsack on Chin Jordan. Okay. You have the flow, my brother. You have the. Well, matter of fact, hold on, before you go, and let me say this right now too, y'all. Right at the end, as the show was ending yesterday, I did get a cash app from Universal uh Universal UC. Okay, he sent that cash app. It was a $5 cash app in. Matter of fact, I need to see what that said again. Let me see real quick.
Wait, wait. Am I still here?
Yeah, you see him. My bad. He said it was he sent it right in as the show was ending yesterday. It said from Melee Mondays to Money Making Mondays. Shout out to Universal UC. I appreciate you big time. He hit me on the cash app right as I was going off. Came in like right around 12:30ish or something like that. But it was kind of right as I was going off air that it popped up. So I want to make sure that he knows I saw that. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much for the support. And that's real talk. And shout out to Landon. He said all that, and he still can't find a wife. You know what? I have a good feeling that somebody will come through. Somebody will come through. He one of these days he gonna meet somebody worth having. But
he gonna find a wife. He's just smart enough not to allow that particular thing to derail what he's got going on in it. And I'm sure the Lori Harvey thing sort of further fortified his understanding and approach to that sort of thing. But he can find a good wife.
Yeah, and the thing is, he just gonna wait till the good one is there, and he gonna be all right. He gonna wait till the good one's there, and then he gonna make it happen. But let's turn the mic over to Ballsack on Chin Jordan. You have the mic, my brother.
All right. Happy Tuesday, Elder. Since you're the only one who's going to have an happy Tuesday. For all you Negroes, y'all
Thank
gonna
you,
go
brother.
through it.
Thanks for the
Y'all gonna
special consideration.
yeah, y'all gotta go through it. I'm sorry for y'all, man. I'm sorry. You know, for all of them Ku Klux hot saucy. I know they gonna come over here and try to talk bad about the Negro. Man, I feel sorry for you, Ku Klux saucy. I feel bad for you. You know, you gotta deal with a 33. I mean, an 83, a helicopter crash, and 3 J's up your ass. That hurts. I'm putting on my white J's on and stepping on you, pussy. Come over here and talk spat about Michael B. Jordan again, and have me put my meat all up in your future wife's throat and taste that meat. I know the reason that you may probably hate on Michael B. Jordan's like that. It's probably because back in the days, your girlfriend had Michael Jordan's stacked on her chin, and you had an argument with her. And she reminded you that you tasted Michael Jordan's nuts. And that shit been driving you nuts since forever. And now, circle back almost 30 years later, now you gotta deal with this young nigga, this little nigga called Michael B. Jordan. And oh my freaking God, that hurts. Jordan's nutsack on your girlfriend's chin, and now you also have to deal with the little nigga called Michael B. Jordan. Man, that shit gotta hurt. And that's why today I'm putting on my white Jake to step on you, pussy. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Now somebody has some background noise going on. I put everybody on mute just to be sure. But shout out to the audience for letting me know. He said we had some. It was Shark said, Roger, you had some wild background noises. So, y'all, I'll say watch your mute button. Watch your mute button. If you ain't talking, mute it up. Mute it up. But let's give it to BaileyStarksEnterprises.com. You have before you get the mic, hold on. Super chat just came in. Shout out to my main man, Bronx. Bronx says your accomplishments don't matter to a bird. She believes she is the main character rather than the supporting cast. Gotta just give them to the streets. The streets remain undefeated. Shout out to you, Bronx. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay. And sometimes y'all just got to take that next role and kill it. That's what you got to do. You got to take the next role and kill it. So, shout out to this brother for doing what he need to do. Okay. Now, BaileyStarksEnterprises.com. Well, I guess I should say for BaileyStarks.Enterprises.com. You got the mic, my brother.
Hey, terrific Tuesday, Roger. Thanks for having me up. And long live the Habitual line steppers. Yay, yay. It probably was me with the background noise. I'm driving this garbage truck like a maniac. So I want to get done.
We out here making it happen.
I gotta leave.
Making it happen.
I gotta leave you with the sentiment above. I want to follow up, and I concur with what the elder Black Lewis was saying. Michael Jordan's ball sack. Yeah, he kind of can floss on him a little bit now. But some other things that we don't often talk about with Michael B. Jordan that I think that he always appreciates the chemistry of the actors that he works with, and I've noticed ever since Hardball, there have been a few actors that are from Chicago since that movie that he's kind of casted. If you notice in Sinners, the big dude, Victor Fat Boy, is Omar.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the West Side.
Cornbread.
Yeah, Cornbread. He has Cornbread in his movie. And Cornbread has been in 2 different movies with him. And, he's the Cornbread. Christopher Lawson, who actually has played in, some in the Power series. No, grab that. No, I was keeping it. He's been in the Power series and everything. So, he's kind of, I guess he's like we were talking about yesterday, black men that support the community. He's supporting his fellow actors that have acted with him in the past. So that's one thing I can say he deserves the Ruthless Nice Guy award for, and I won't land my plane there.
Yeah, on that point, Floyd, one thing you can say about, as you were describing about Michael, but certainly Coogler, they definitely appear to be strong with working together with their people, Coogler does that. You see a lot of that. Him, the Swedish guy. Give me a moment where I can talk about a white dude. The white dude who won the Oscar for the music of Sinners was his college roommate. His fucking college roommate, for Christ's sake. So man, those guys, man,
yeah.
That's like a whole crew. That's like a whole crew of Ruthless Nice Guys, man. I mean, that's like the Young Avengers going on over there.
the new Avengers.
Well, somebody got to be in charge. Might as well be them. Okay. Somebody got to be in charge. Okay. Well, we're going to give it to, how do I say this? Weapons my behind, but that ain't what he said, y'all. That ain't what he said. You got the mic, my brother. You got the mic.
Well, good morning, fellas. Good morning. Man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here to let y'all know for all you Negroes that voted for weapons to get the Roger Award. My ass. I wish.
Well, I ain't seen it yet. Don't spoil it for me. I ain't seen it yet.
Listen,
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, no.
Because
I'm not. I'm
I'm just
not gonna talk about the movie Weapons at all, other than to
It's not
say,
worth talking about to begin with. That's
can
silly.
you see the
don't
greatness
do
of this?
that. Don't do that. Just don't do it.
Yeah, we here for
Let's
Michael
just
B.
give
Jordan,
us a
man. We here for
chance
Michael
to
B. Jordan, okay?
yeah, just
Okay,
give us a chance to yeah.
Yeah, let
Elder,
me experience
Elder,
it the way I
don't
want to
waste your first
experience.
30 minutes. I beg you.
Let me experience the movie the
Come
way I
on,
want to experience
come
the
on,
movie, y'all. We
ball
here for
sack.
Michael B. Can we focus on Michael B? Come on, weapons.
well, I'm waiting on y'all to get done. Y'all having a good time over there. Just damn my 2 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to have no conversation about that because I
I
do
am
want to see. Yeah, yeah.
I am not commenting on the movie
Mhm.
Weapons other than to say it's a travesty that anybody would vote against Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler for this movie. This man is collecting award after award after award for a reason. This is the highest honor bestowed upon any man to win an Oscar and to win a Rogers on top of that for this movie. Man, the talent that this guy it has been given to us since his youth is undeniable, as Uru eloquently put forth to us. The characters that he's been playing, the heartfelt emotions you have for each of the characters he has played, the memories he's given us from Fruitville Station to The Wire, and even up until now through the Rocky franchise, playing Killmonger. Man, this guy is freaking awesome, man. Hadn't even hit 40 years old yet and got an Oscar. This man probably got another 50-year career in front of him. Man, this guy is a freaking awesome talent. Awesome talent. Man, so talented he's able to pull up other people that he's known to reach the heights of their own careers. Man, man, shout out to Michael B. Jordan for being so great, for being a great black man and showing the world how how the greatness of black men can be when we're untethered. This is freaking awesome. And Laura Harvey, she didn't have a chance because she was raised by the wrong man. Her mother and her stepfather set an example that was poor for her, where her mother is running everything and making all of the decisions and all this other kind of stuff. She wasn't gonna be able to hold on to a man like Michael B. Jordan because everything that she's grown up to see and love goes against the type of man that he is. She didn't have a chance of keeping this dude. And I'll let my play there.
And also because he's shining so brightly and illuminously, she wouldn't be able to withstand that. She wouldn't be able to withstand all the love, all the universal love that he gets. She wouldn't have been able to withstand being the plus one everywhere they went. She never would have held up. Her arrogance, her vanity never would have held up to that.
Exactly. Exactly. So, they're both where they should be in their prospective places, and he's doing well. And the thing is, he didn't have to even focus on her. It's not like he's on a revenge tour or nothing. He's just being himself. Fantastic. I love it.
All right. All right, y'all. We got one more guest coming in. We got one more guest coming in. We gonna give it to Wooden Coins. Okay, Wooden Coins is here. He has the mic. You got it, my brother.
Thank you, Roger. Wooden Coins is dedicated to
Oh, here
the
he
Black
is.
Guru. Dedicated to Black Guru since he loves wooden coins so goddamn much that if you put wooden coins in a movie, it deserves an Oscar. So that's it, what they call it. So first, shout out to Lori Harvey. You ain't got nothing to worry about, boo. I saw the same thing you saw. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And shout out to Michael B. Jordan, even though the movie was ass. Congratulations, because you're still a black man. You're part of the crew. So at the end of the day, gotta dap you up. Even so, hey, this is what equality looks like. Winning shit that you don't deserve, because white people do that shit all the time. So I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you. Now, besides that, I do like him as an actor. Wallace, he was good. Chronicles was my favorite, probably my favorite Michael B. Jordan movie. You roll with the crew. Chasman Bogman probably would have done a better job than you. And your other homeboy, what's this nigga's name?
He's dead.
No, what's this nigga's name?
Just like 81.
Talking about Chadwick Boseman?
What's the other
He's
guy?
dead, just like 81.
Bro, this is opening speech, man. What the fuck you doing?
Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Stop. Don't do that.
Well, this is opening speech. Like, do I come in?
You get 12 minutes for that.
Do I come in and interrupt your speech? No,
You
I
get
don't,
12
bro.
minutes to complain. I'll give it to you.
Oh,
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Nigga,
Come on, yeah. You gotta let him get his opening
mouth?
statement in. You gotta let him get his opening statement in.
Yeah, nigga, do I kick the dildo out your mouth when you working? No. Shut the fuck up.
I'll double back on you. Don't worry.
So at the end of the day, what's the guy's name? He was the prince. I always forget his name. He's married to Megan Good. But anyway, he would have done a better job too. But at the end of the day, shout out to Weapons. You should have won.
Jonathan Majors.
Michael B. Jordan, bro. At the end of the day, all I can say is congratulations, you live in a dream. And congratulations on your Asian girlfriend. That's what's up.
All right. Now, I'm just going to say.
That was a very short complaint. God damn, man. Put something together to complain about, man. 81 did, and you still ain't got nothing to complain about? Oh, come on, man.
Hey, Rufus Nice Guy.
Hold on now. On your ass and you got nothing to complain about?
Y'all messing up the show. The Rufus Nice Guy is where we're supposed to be honoring somebody who now has a chance of becoming a living legend. So let's get focused. If we're going to be up here, let's be focused, okay? We honoring this man. This man might hear this, and y'all taking down the quality, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to feel good about what he hear if he comes across this, okay? So let's get it together. Let's get it together. Michael B. Jordan has a chance to become a living legend now that he's gotten this, which is, I mean, having the Oscars is great, but it ain't no living legend. You know what I'm saying? So he might get the greatest award of all time because he's been able to get this, but this is one of the names that y'all have nominated, and we honoring this brother for what he's been able to do. And I'm going to say, yeah, the man has a pretty good and solid film career already to not have made 40 years old. Hopefully he making nothing happen to him. But to do this by 39 years old, to move the way he has moved and the way he has represented for black men, because he obviously is a black man that cares about the image that he projects out to the world. And he does a great job of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic, y'all. If that man was not image conscious, he'd have done something already where they'd have been tearing him down for it. Okay. Michael B. Jordan, the best you can do to try to tear him down is to make up stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say even the Asian girlfriend, we don't even have no confirmation that's true at this particular point.
Oh, man, I mean, but just first of all, there's nothing wrong with having an Asian girlfriend.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying people make up stuff about this man. That's all I'm saying.
Number two, the one thing that I really do think he's a smart kid, right? He makes sure that he's not caught up in the BS. Like the best thing he could have ever done was live with his parents. That is the absolute best thing he could have done. You know what I mean? No sexual scandals, none of that, right? And he, you know what I mean? He ain't got nothing to worry about. Come home to mom and dad.
You know what? In hindsight, I do think that was a heck of a move that I didn't even pay attention to how great a move it was at that particular time, because I remember having a discussion about that. I didn't even pay attention to how great a move that was, but you know, as a young man, if you happen to be a star of some kind, maybe you want to take a page out that book. Okay, I know as men we don't necessarily want to live with our parents when we're that old, but if you got money like that and you can buy your parents a house, all that, maybe you do need to think about staying with them a little bit longer. You know, just to get things settled
Well,
first.
here is how that works in particular. Okay, so you're a young person making your way in Hollywood. You got to be in Hollywood. You got to be near Hollywood as you're coming up. You know, the logistics of that. So your parents move out to Hollywood to enable, or to Los Angeles to enable your movie career. You got to be socially involved, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's a company town. But if you continue to live with your parents, what it does is it keeps you in a position where you don't go too far. You know, a lot of times when you have a whole lot of money and a whole lot of freedom, it's easier to go too far into some shit. If you're still at home, and his father in particular is most important in that situation. Because it's one thing to be wilding out with your mama at home. It's a whole other thing to be wilding out with pops back at the crib. So I think his father is maybe the more ruthless of even of him. I think if we really kind of delve into how he was able to do, I understand his father apparently is sort of like a Pan-Africanist, and I think his father is that true black man type. And I think we see how beautifully it has manifested in his son.
Okay.
And Roger, he's a very focused man. You see that he's focused on his career. He's focused not just on acting, but he wants to be a director. He keeps focusing on things. He's never let anything get in his way. He stays focused on the program and he does it. And he even with going with he had Laura on a program that she didn't want to follow, so he had to let it go. You have to have people. If you're a focused man like that, you need women around you that are going to follow your program. And he's on his program. That's why he's being successful.
And I must just say real quickly, he's shaping up to be a fantastic director. If you can't tell, watch Creed 3, his directorial debut. Excellent film. But we do have Sims at the cinema is here, so I'm gonna let him get the mic. You got it, my brother.
Another one.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy
morning.
day.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother.
First, I definitely want to give mad props to Michael B. Jordan because he holds himself together very well. Uru said something earlier. He said everybody was happy for him when he won that award. He said the white people was more happy for him than the black people was. And I must agree with Uru. And when he said that, I thought about it, and I said, we root for we like the losers. Everyone else like the winners. Whenever we have a positive black person doing something that has a good image, for some reason we always find ways to look at them and call them all names and crazy stuff. The positive black role models, that's women and men. Somehow they always get chiseled up and spit out from our community, and that's crazy. I hope he keep doing what he's doing. I hope he doesn't get in any trouble. I seen that he had chin check Kim Kardashian the other day, where he had to let her know, like, yo, it ain't even about you. And that's what I like about Roger giving him the ruthless nice guy thing. I don't know if Roger included that into everything, but yeah, definitely Michael B. Jordan. You gotta take your hats off to somebody representing black men in a positive and a calm light, you know. And for everybody, especially Uru, I did watch Sinners again. I must say it was visually terrific. It definitely was visually terrific.
Don't do it, Sim. Don't do it.
It was visually terrific, but after that, it was like it was basic, but it was visually terrific. They definitely did their things with everything they put in there, but the storyline was just like, eh. But I have to, you know, I mean, I just wanted to give y'all guys props on trying to beat it into my head. I could give y'all that much respect on that one.
All right,
How can
now
you be so wrong and
I
so right
want
at
to
the same
say,
time?
all right, I want to say that you know, Michael B. Jordan, who I believe has a very great film career already so far. Okay, there's some unique films that definitely deserve some you know, that he should get a lot of respect for doing particular films. Because now I understand Sinners was looked at as a great film and it won, you know, Best Picture. You know, props to them. I don't want to deflate that any kind of shape, way, and form. But I'm just gonna say that was the latest in him doing movies from a great perspective. Because y'all know there was a movie came out in 2019, movie called Just Mercy. Okay, it
Jamie
was
Foxx.
a drama about a legal situation where you had men, you know, black men going to jail over crime he didn't commit. You know, that the usual racial crime. And he was playing a young lawyer who goes around and helps a lot of brothers who've been caught up in a very bad legal situation and basically being framed or people going to jail for crimes they did not commit. You know, very powerful role, very great movie. So he ain't just started doing great movies. I just want y'all to know that Just Mercy is just one of the examples of great movies that he's taken, because obviously he cares about the black male image. And he understood that, you know, this is a great film. This is a great story that needs to be told. So if you haven't seen it, I will recommend that is one of the movies that he's done that you should see. And it was a great movie. And I definitely saw it myself when it first came out because, you know, storyline had to go see it. He did a fantastic job in the movie too, and play opposite of Jamie Foxx. So, you know, now you get to see two Oscar winners. I mean, it was before he won his Oscar, but now you can see two Oscar winners in the same film doing things that create great impact at the end of the day. Wonderful movie. Wonderful
Can
movie.
I can I
real quick.
respond to Shark? Can I respond to Shark because he
No.
mentioned we mentioned Center. Do you know that the late great the late great James Earl Jones was not credited in the first two Star Wars films? He was not credited.
Hmm.
He was the voice of the most memorable
Darth Vader.
villain figure and one of the most memorable cinematic figures in movie history, and was not credited. We were debating about the films of the 70s and 80s, and you guys kind of trumped me with the Empire Strikes Back, because that's the greatest of those Star Wars films, and it was in the 80s.
Preaching.
And I
You're preaching
conceded
now.
to that point.
Preach.
And it was great, and it was great because of James Earl Jones. He was not credited for that film. Now, this is the point I'm making, Shark, and I'm making this as a black man.
Well, you did. You
My
just told me
view
something
of
because I
this
didn't know
thing.
that. So
Let
thank you
the
for
other
that
speak.
information.
Thank you very much.
Let me finish my point. Now, you guys scrambling to try to find something better, supposedly, than Sinners, and we're quibbling over this film, that film. This film was obviously better than Sinners, and Sinners is made primarily by black people for black people. Generally, it's about black history. It was directed and written by a black man. It was principally acted by black people. Now, from my perspective, I look at the whole history of that industry, where black people have hardly gotten shit in any sort of credit for the greatest of work they've done, that have never even been nominated. Films made, music, cinematography, the scripts, no credit at all. So when I see a film like Sinners comes up that is at least nominated, and I look at the entire history of the movie industry and how black people be created, if it is remotely close to black people getting their props in that dreadful industry, I'm always going to grade on the curve for black creatives. Every time, black actors, every time, black producers, every time, black script breakers, every time. Every time. Now, if something is shit, most times we avoid it. We don't talk about bad black films. We don't talk about them. We don't talk about bad black actors. We don't try to give credit to Tubi films, for example. No disrespect to Tubi. You know, we don't do that. No, in this particular instance, we say, okay, this particular film, these particular performances are good. And because they're good, we can debate as to whether or not the cinematography was actually better on Frankenstein. I might agree. But guess what? That's fucking Frankenstein. This is sinners. This is black folks. And so the tie I'm going to break is with black people every time. I'm always going to break the tie with black people every fucking time. Now, in my rant there.
I want to say something.
Thank you,
Wait,
Elder.
hold on, Hot Sauce. You gotta let me reply,
Thank
bro.
you
You
for
gotta let me
teaching
reply,
the
bro.
self-hating Negroes a few things.
Wait, Hot Sauce. You
Defeated
gotta let me
Negroes. No
reply.
wonder why black
I have
women
privilege.
hate
I have
y'all.
privilege.
No wonder why black women doesn't respect y'all.
Whoa,
Self-hating
bro.
Negroes.
I'm talking.
Who gives
So
a
first,
damn?
I want to
That's
say
all you
something.
do.
So the
Jay's
fact,
on
so
your
I want
ass.
to say something is that it's not about hating Michael B. Jordan, right? It's not about that. Everybody here, even me, gives him his props. He's a good actor, and I'm literally ecstatic that he has won. But see, for me, it comes down to this. I believe in team and I believe in collectivism. And
Mhm.
Michael B. Jordan had the opportunity to have the first black Brat Pack. Him, Coogler, Majors, and Chadwick Boseman, may God rest his soul. And Mr. Washington as the OG in the background. Right? The core four supposed to run Hollywood. Now, Charlie Sheen has done all types of unmentionable stuff. He got canceled, but what does his homies do? They stick by him. They still put him in movies. This dude allegedly gave Hollywood half the unmentionable, and his homies still roll with him. And so my problem is this: I like Michael B. Jordan, but I do have a very bad taste in my mouth when it comes to how they did Jonathan Majors, bro. I like you could have put that nigga in a cameo. You could put him in something in Sinners. Because if they would have done that, then yeah, I would have voted for him. But at the end of the day, when white people speak and they ain't rolling with you, now all of a sudden this whole pro black thing breaks up now because Masters didn't like it. And that's
Okay.
so no.
This,
I'm not playing it. So all respect, because I know that's not the topic. But I'm just letting you know my perspective where I'm coming from. But still, at the end, despite all that, still respect to the brother.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, and I'm
Come
gonna say,
on,
yeah,
not hot sauce giving props. God damn,
this is
Now,
the
How
not.
can
world
you
is
so
turning.
right
Yeah,
and so
may I
hey,
give my
hey,
reply,
hey, hey,
Guru?
hey, 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 hey. This ain't the show for all that background stuff, y'all. This is a show where Michael B. Jordan has won the Ruthless Nice Guy. It's only so many people gonna get that a year, and this gives him a chance at becoming a living legend, which I'm gonna say is the greatest award anyone can win because it's only one man a year. Ain't no group of men for nothing. It's just one guy a year can become a living legend. This is his entry into a chance of being a living legend. We are here to honor him, not to have controversies over movies and what moves somebody should have made or whatever. We're gonna talk about what great things this man has done. That's what this show is for. We do a lot of shows where we talk about a lot of controversial stuff, but this ain't it. This is the show to honor this man. And let's keep it to the topic. And then Creator is here, so I'm gonna give him the mic because he hadn't had a chance to make an opening statement. So, Creator, can you get us back on point and let's get to the greatness of Michael B. Jordan?
So what's happening, y'all? What's happening, Roger? Boy, hot sauce, man. I don't know where you was going there for a second. It was like you was giving them props, but you kind of at the same time, I guess you're personally angry at he didn't include one of
I
your homies.
told ya.
We
He
ain't got.
got he
Hey,
got he got
we
one.
gonna
But
talk
He
about.
made
Yeah,
he made him taste
I
the
got
y'all.
you. I'm getting it back.
The
I'm getting
purpose
it back.
of
I
the
got you,
show
Roger.
is to honor this man. No, because I hear what's name trying to get in too to
Yeah, he
say something.
trying. He trying.
Okay.
But his mic got diapers, so he gotta go get him a big boy mic. So
Hey, don't try me, Flair. I might double back.
you gotta take that diaper up off that mic, man.
All right. Hey,
All right.
I know
Hey,
who my
look.
target's off.
Hey, look. This is what out of all of this, we can say he's black, but we know how the system goes. And I'll say to Hot Sauce's point, just because he made a good point that I kind of wanted to ride on. He had in that moment, he still had it. He's in their system. So at the end of the day, however blackety black we are, he still played his role. He played his role, understanding that this is not his company. This is not his system. I'm in a system of peers, and these peers exist of all shades and colors. And so that's where I respect a lot of y'all's opinion, is because even though we are black men, we judge in these movies based upon the merit, right? And to Uru's point, obviously we're gonna break the tie. But until that, we can judge fairly and say, okay, the merit of the movie. Well, his peers, and we're going to say his peers voted him number one. That's important in this industry where traditionally, I think Uru brought it up, you didn't even get acknowledgement, right? You wasn't even a fly on the wall in some instances, but you were integral to the success of a lot of these movies, a lot of these shows, a lot of writing. So to come 20, we could say, in 2026, there's a lot of things still happening, but to get here and to see this, I think Roger made a point that he's like the youngest. I think that's an ode to black youth, black male youth, and black male power. I think that's what the industry said is, hey, no longer will we want to shelter that energy. We actually want to embrace this energy, and they let it be known throughout the academy that we now want to move in a different trajectory. And I think that's totally okay. Let that man be the representative of this new trajectory that we're going on.
Yeah. And you know what? Like I did just mention the movie Just Mercy. Now I'm just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna see if was Just Mercy nominated for an Oscar. Okay. And if it was nominated, what it was. Because again, a great film, two great actors telling a story that's an important story that reflects black life in America. How many black men done went to prison over some quote unquote white woman being sexually assaulted? Many. Okay. How many brothers done got out of prison because they proved that the assault never took place or had nothing to do with the black man that they accused? Not enough. I'll say that. Not enough. There's been a few, but not enough. All right.
Hey, Roger,
So
you forgot the one when they killed his wife and he murdered everything moving in that movie Without Remorse.
Yeah, that was a good ass movie.
I mean, it definitely was a great movie. I don't know if that was a true story though. I'm just saying Just Mercy was based on a true story. Okay.
Okay.
So that was based on a true story. So, you do great and powerful works, and that doesn't even necessarily mean you're gonna get much credit for it. Okay. Now I'm gonna say Just Mercy, according to the internet here, no. Just Mercy, which came out in 2019, did not receive any Academy Award nominations. So see, when you do great stuff, especially if it involves our people, a lot of time it just gets absolutely ignored. So
what company did that film, Roger? What company?
I think Apple Music.
I look. I see. I look it up and see.
Apple Music.
But
okay,
my point is that just because you do great work does not mean somebody's going to see you. At the end of the day, which is one of the reasons me personally, like I told y'all before, until this Oscars thing came up, I've been stopped watching Oscars because I personally don't trust the Oscars to tell me what a good film is. You know, now I respect what they do. I respect the whole thing about people of their peers and things like that. But when I start looking at what they gave out awards to and the things they was nominated and stuff like that, and I'm a person that has always gone to the movies. Okay, I see a healthy amount of movies every single year, and where I go and where the Oscars go be so far apart. You know, I just stopped watching them all together. Now I'm gonna do it now because I'm a content creator, so I'll deal with it. But you know, we can do so much great stuff, and nobody pays attention because they just don't want to. At the end of the day, I understand there's some people in the back making decisions, and if they don't want to pay you no attention, they just don't. Okay, so when it comes down to it, for them to create a great film and Michael Jordan be part of a great film where he actually won Best Actor, which means you do actually got to win over white people too. It ain't just a black thing at that point. You got to win the white people over too. Right. And I'm gonna say shout out to the white people that cheered for him because the ones that was in the room, made it sound like it was genuine. They was happy he won. You know,
they had to vote for him. His peers had to vote for him. They had to make that vote. They had to participate in that vote. That's important to me. That's important, especially to what you're talking about is being authentic. And now us backing out of even wanting to watch these shows because the authenticity is not there. So if black people don't certify it authentic, it don't matter how popular it is. It's not authentic. We don't it, for lack of a better word, we don't F with it. But once you are who is a regular, not regular, but a citizen of America who a movie buff, we go to movies. If we stop and we say, hey, by number, these movies are whack, if you will, then to me that will vibrate and reverberate and contribute to why these movies are not successful. So if we can say it's okay, you start getting us involved, even though we're not the populace of the movie goer, we still have major, I say of 90% influence is what black people is. We might not be 90% of the population, but we definitely 90% of influence.
And what we say does go a long way. Let's just be real about that. Okay, what we say goes a long way. And Michael B. Jordan is an actor that we can get behind. He's a man that we can get behind. He has an image that we can get behind. And to quote unquote stay squeaky clean in Hollywood is a job in itself.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's a job in itself. Real talk. So my thing is, we are here to get this man props, and I got to give him his proper props because, for him to be rich and be famous as long as he has, and have somehow been able to stay away from scandal or to survive the quote unquote white woman that they throw at a black man, because ain't nothing came out about that yet. He's been doing a fantastic job and a great representative for black men as a collective.
Tell the black church to take note.
Did they win an Oscar for Fruitvale station that year?
I'll check into that. Right now I just pulled up to see what company made Just Mercy. It was a Warner Brothers picture. Okay, so Warner Brothers did Just Mercy. All right. I'll take a quick look and see.
Well, we know that Coogler's only won one Oscar, and that has been for the screenwriting for Sinners. And we know Michael B. Jordan has won only one Oscar. It was for acting for Sinners. So by inference from that, of course, Fruitvale Station didn't win shit.
Oh,
was it nominated? Was it acknowledged?
But my fault. I might be wrong.
I'm looking into it now, y'all. I'm looking into it now. No, Fruitvale Station 2013 was not nominated for an Oscar, despite receiving critical acclaim, winning awards at the Sundance and Cannes film festivals, and generating early buzz for its performances. And just another case where, at the end of the day,
and
people can ignore it.
That's exactly my point right there. And that's also the source of a degree of fury I have in this debate that we've been having. It's like, okay, let's have black people be screwed every which way for 400 years. And then when they get something that you can possibly say somebody else did as well, perhaps better, although even that's subjective, Now we got to go hard in the criticism. I just think that's a very odd thing for black people to do,
Yo,
earnestly. And
Ugu
and this make to me this is a hold on. This goes beyond this particular issue because those of us who've been in business or employment, we've seen this phenomenon. We've seen this phenomenon where we grade each other harsher even than other people grade us. We grade each other less fairly very often than how other people grade us. And I think we need to be careful about that kind of thing.
Is it possible
Maybe
for a
not getting
black
in the
man to
pine
have
and
an
egg.
opinion about art without, like, it's an opinion? I didn't say Michael B. Jordan isn't a great actor. I didn't say he's not a great person. I can have, as a person,
You know,
period, as a
we had
man,
we had
I
that
can, as
we
a
had
man,
that
I can
debate
have my
before.
own
Like
opinion on what
Roger
I
said,
like.
the point of this discussion,
No, it
the
isn't,
point of
because
this
the
discussion was
point
about
that I
Michael
said I
B.
don't,
Jordan.
the point I said I
The
don't
point
like it
of
has
this
you in
discussion,
shambles.
the point
A
of
person cannot
today's
like something.
discussion is to celebrate Michael B. Jordan.
And I did
And
celebrate him.
you
I
and
talked
another
about a
gentleman, y'all
movie.
immediately come in on some criticism shit.
I talked about a product, not the
Y'all
person.
immediately come in on some criticism shit when we've already had that debate.
Like I said, I talked about the product, not the
People,
person in it. And I said my comment to let you know that I did watch it, and I had to take back some of what I said about it. But you just went straight to the window, to the wall
but
with it.
you still made the point of saying the plot or whatever, and we ain't even talking about that today. We're not even talking about that today.
But you just went all the way on it, because I already told you that the dude is great.
I went
That's
on
the
it
one
because
thing you
of
picked out of that.
I went on it because of what you and Hot Sauce did. That's why I
Well, I
did it.
wasn't here for
When
what
I
Hot
first
Sauce
came
did,
in
so
here,
I
the only
apologize
thing
on
when
that.
I
But I
first
didn't hear
came
that.
in here, the only thing I talked about was Michael B. Jordan, celebrating Michael B. Jordan. I wasn't talking about Sinners. I wasn't talking about Fruitville Station or any of that. I was celebrating Michael B. Jordan. The only reason I'm saying this right now is in rebuttal to you all. That's the only reason I'm saying.
Now I'm gonna say, hey, nobody has to like anything somebody did, especially every single thing that they've done. But
No,
I
you
am
do.
gonna say, when it comes to Michael B. Jordan, the man has proven himself to be great. Okay, period. I'm gonna say that he's proven himself to be great, and I'm gonna say that because he has the type of he has the draw. We know if Michael B. Jordan is in the movie, it's a good chance it's gonna be a good movie. You don't have to question anymore. He's a person you can depend on. That if he's in the movie, I can just go see it. You know, and it's not a whole lot of actors in Hollywood, you know, that you can just do that with. But and as a person who's been a moviegoer for years, there's been a few people that I could just say, okay, if he's in it, I just go see it. I don't need to see the trailer. You know what I'm saying? I don't even need to see a poster. I just find out such and such is in a movie and I can go see it. Michael B. Jordan is now one of those guys. Okay. Okay. And you know, I definitely been able to depend on certain black men to do that. I've depended on a few white people to even do that. You know, somebody like a Bruce Willis. You know, Bruce Willis do a film, I just go see it. I ain't got to really worry about no detail. I find out what it's about when I'm there. But I can do that with Michael B. Jordan now. Okay. So my thing is, I'm celebrating his greatness. He has had great impact. And again, I know this brother cares a lot about image because he's so careful about what he does with the black man's image. Because he clearly understands he carries the black man image everywhere he goes. Every celebrity who gets some light on him don't quite have that understanding. You know, it's a lot of people who make it in football, basketball. They'll, you know what I'm saying? They can be an actor, they can be a singer, and they don't have the understanding that you carry the black man's image everywhere you go. This is the image that they will use to either to hurt us if they can, or you could use your image to possibly help us. Every black man don't understand that going into the game. And I'm gonna say, to me, it seems like his parents did a fantastic job raising him because he seems to have known that his whole career. And he started as a child. He didn't even make it to adulthood, and he's already been acting. But he seems to understand. I carry the black man's image where I go. Black men will be judged based on what I do. And that's a big burden for any man to carry. You know? So my thing is, I got to respect the man for doing what he's doing and understanding the burden. And I'm going to say, you could say it's an unfair burden, but life ain't fair. When you get into these positions, especially as a black man, you got to carry the black man with you everywhere you go. It is what it is, and you don't get to take no days off. So he got to live with that 365 and 366 on leap years. And I'm saying he's been doing a fantastic job at it. Now, I like the fact that he's a movie star, and I give him all the credit in the world for being a movie star. But to be the Ruthless Nice Guy, you got to have something else besides a great career. And I think everybody that I've picked to be a Ruthless Nice Guy, I think they had the character for it. I'm gonna say that the key component to me is your character first, because to me that's what manhood is about. It's your character first, and then your accomplishments. And I'm saying Michael B. Jordan seems to have great character, and he was able to go out into the world and get great accomplishment, which I can appreciate. And shout out to Landon. He's Landon. Man, I ain't cursing on air, y'all. I told y'all that, okay? But Landon, I'm gonna say, look at your screen. I'm gonna leave it up for a hot second. Y'all look at your screen.
He can't.
I ain't cursing on air, y'all. Okay, it is what it is. All right. But again, y'all, and this stream is to appreciate the great works of Michael B. Jordan. Now, regardless of what you think was the best film of 2025, which every year we will be picking out the best film of the previous year. At least now we know, okay? And I'm gonna tell y'all to be fair with it, the movies that I review, those are gonna be your nominated movies, okay? So you can watch any of those films, you know. Now I'm gonna say if there's certain films y'all want me to see, y'all can let me know. But the films I do a review on, those are gonna be your nominated films. So in this next one coming up, we will have seen the films, you know, because everybody watch different stuff. So I'm gonna say whatever I review, that's gonna be your nominated films for next year. So that's how we gonna have to do that. And you know, I know somebody may say, well, that may seem a little unfair, Raj. Well, you know, life ain't fair all the time, okay? Because I'm gonna say Michael B. Jordan been doing a fantastic job for a long time, and he just got his first Oscar nomination. He got nothing from Fruitvale.
I want to speak on movie choices too, and not whoring yourself, you know, just to make a couple dollars or try to get a role. So you really your choice in roles that you choose. I think it says a lot because it is going to set you apart when they start comparing you to certain people. I even look back on some of Denzel Washington's, you know, work, even though it was good work. I start to see his choices in the roles that he chose, because I think it's about your acting, and you got to choose. You know, you have to choose the roles that best highlight what you do best as an actor, if that makes sense. So when they talk about Michael B. Jordan and his role, and I think somebody on here made a comment about, you know, it just kind of put out the fruits for black people, if you will. I'm just kind of rendering down. Mr. Sauce says, you know, just kind of put out a few tropes, but again, these are movies that we watch, so I don't want no raisins in my potato salad. I don't want no nuts and shit in my potato salad. So give me, you know what I'm saying, what we used to. You get what I'm saying? So I think that plays a lot, and being able to convey those roles is still on a higher level. So maintain the authenticity of what a black man is or was, right? The history of what black men were to get us to where we are, but still, you know, again, maintaining that authenticity. I think that's important, and just not whoring yourself.
Let me ask this question.
I can give him mad props on
about
that. He do pick some good roles. Like let me ask this question about trope. Respectable. I can't give him props on that, definitely. But that's what I like to do. Like he always presents himself as a respectable black man. But there you go, Uru, my bad.
Let me ask this question about trope. Training Day, Denzel Washington. A lot of tropes in that movie. A lot of black man tropes with Lonzo, right? A lot of very
Absolutely.
familiar black man stuff with that character. A lot of stuff as black men in particular we can relate to. And some of it very negative, in terms of the ethics of it, right? We would all agree, right? Wouldn't we all agree that Alonzo had? But we can also agree with this. Fantastic performance by Denzel Washington.
Come on.
Beautiful performance by Denzel Washington. With all those tropes.
Yeah.
With all the, and I'm going to say this for effect, with all the nigga shit that Alonzo was doing, the shit was fantastic.
Yes.
In the way it was done. So even another role that had a lot of black man tropes, it put him on the scene. The character that Morgan Freeman did in Mean Streets it's an 80s film. He plays a pimp. He played the fuck out of that pimp. Y'all need to watch that movie. He played the fuck out. It put him on the map.
What's the name of the movie?
Even with some Mean Streets with Christopher Reeve, it put him on the map. He was a pimp, and he was a nasty pimp too, slapping white bitches and everything. Fantastic movie. Fantastic performance.
No,
Wait.
Movie of the week.
Did you say he slapped some white?
Mean Streets. Check it out.
Don't worry, y'all.
He was treating Superman. He was treating Superman like a. He was treating Superman like a bitch in that whole film. Fantastic performance.
I don't know how you
that movie will pop up in reviews for the culture, y'all. Don't even worry about it.
Just because there's some nigga shit in it, don't mean it ain't good nigga shit. And I know I've been using that term in excess right here, but I'm doing to emphasize the point.
Well, I'm gonna say, y'all.
I don't think anybody was arguing that part of what you're saying, Uru.
Well, let me say this, y'all. I know the show program very well.
I was rebutting the word trope. That's my point. It's a whole lot of there were a whole lot of Italian tropes in the Godfather movie, right? Again, I'm rebutting this notion. Again, this hyper criticism of black people. Y'all got to be careful about that. Y'all got to be careful about that. It's okay for you to be black and have your black shit, just like it's okay for Italian people to be black and have their Italian shit, and small hat people can be small hat and have their small hat shit. That's okay.
Well,
it's not bad because it's ours.
We the only people that should be criticizing us, if you ask me.
All right. So, well, I'm gonna say, due to this discussion, Mean Street will end up on reviews for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the show program, and me and him go way back. Okay, go back decades. We gonna make that happen. Because I'm gonna have to see this.
I do too. The way he said it, I got to go see this movie now. I really got to see this movie. I'm researching.
I want to make a point to what Uru said. If you guys remember when Denzel won his Oscar for Training Day, there was a lot of criticism from black people about the Oscars, not for Denzel Washington, about the Oscars, saying, why did he have to play that kind of role to win? Y'all remember that?
Yeah. I think that was justified criticism.
Same thing with Halle Berry.
That nigga shit.
He said the same thing for Halle Berry.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that.
I'm gonna push back. I'm gonna push back against the Negroes on that. Look, that was a fantastic performance. That was a fantastic character. My only regret about that is they killed him at the end. That motherfucker should have had a sequel. So I mean, look. Sometimes you bite your nose off to spite your face, man.
Nah, honestly,
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything negative or even indirectly negative about his performance in that film.
So
Yeah,
back
he
Somebody,
should have
then, the
got it for
producers
Malcolm X. Yeah, he
absolutely
somebody
should have
could
said
got
not
it.
it,
make him.
Yeah, he
but
should have got it for Hurricane. Absolutely. We're not
some
debating that. Yeah, he should have got it for Stephen Biko, Best Supporting Actor for Stephen Biko. No, we're not debating that. But man, he was fantastic as Alonzo.
but that wasn't. Well, back to Michael B.
Yeah,
Jordan
they
though.
wouldn't have made him a Superman, bro. They wouldn't have made him no hero.
Okay, but see, this is the thing. Because we have our own media, we don't have to depend on their opinions anymore. We will be picking
Come
what's
on.
great. It's that simple at the end of the day.
And
Okay.
There
Macon
you
was
go.
great.
We will be telling folks what's great, something that we can actually get and stand behind, which is why I'm giving Michael B. Jordan the Ruthless Nice Guy, because I believe he's clearly earned it at this particular point in time. He has represented us well. Now, as a movie actor, do I want him to do stuff in fantasy or stuff don't necessarily have to be real? It's acting, it's about telling stories at the end of the day. Sure, I want some fake stuff. But I'm gonna say he did take the time out to do the great stuff too. He did the fake stuff, and he's done some great stuff. And by great stuff in this context, I mean the stuff that's based on true stories. Like I just mentioned Just Mercy, which I don't think got a lot of pub when it came out, but it still was a great film. Okay.
Fruitvale
To
Station was
be
based off
It,
of a
it,
true.
to be honest, I like him in Fantastic Four as Johnny Blaze more than I like the other characters that played it
Well,
after
yeah,
all
he
them other
definitely did a
ones.
fantastic job in that, because I saw that too. I definitely saw that too. And I'm saying, for somebody with his level of talent, he's doing that type of stuff, but he also gets in great stories about Black people. You know what I'm saying? He does those too. And my thing is, you have to respect the fact that if you're in the world of Hollywood, when you take time out to do a story that's gonna ring home with Black people, or should ring home with Black people, that's more of a sacrificial thing. It's not gonna be all over Hollywood. They're not gonna market those type of films the same way. So when you care enough about your people to do those too, I got to respect that. Okay. And that's why I'm saying, Sinners ain't the first movie he did about some Black folks. Because he did do the Fruitvale Station thing, which don't necessarily pan out into a lot of celebration. When you do something like a Just Mercy, that's not going to necessarily pan out into a lot of celebration, because at the end of the day, we live in America, and America really is, anti-Black man from an overall standpoint. Okay. He told him he was part of a pretty good story when he did the movie a Journal for George. Stuff that a lot of people should be able to relate to. A soldier who ended up dying in the war, fighting for the country at the end of the day, but was making a journal so in case something went wrong, his son would have a better understanding of who his father was. Those are, films
Another
like
true
that are good
story.
touching
Wasn't that another?
movies.
Wasn't that another true story? Yeah, that was another true story. That was
I
another true
think it was.
story.
Matter of fact, I believe that was. I believe that
Yeah,
was.
because it was written. The woman who wrote it was the wife or the mother of the child of who the story is about. She was a reporter. She was a reporter or some kind of writer, and she wrote that.
Absolutely. So, y'all, I'm not just saying Michael B. Jordan deserves something right now because he just did something right now. Michael B. Jordan been putting in the work for a long time, and he been putting in great work for a long time. It just took the Oscars a long time to figure out how great that man was. That's all. Now, my thing is this: is that ain't Black control, so I have to quote unquote forgive them because they don't know how to see greatness as quickly as I can. And I get that. I don't expect them to see our greatness as quickly as we gonna see it.
Come on.
But that's why I can't trust them to tell me what's a good movie and what's not. I appreciate their work. I have respect for it as an organization and things they've been able to do. But when it comes down to it, no, it's gonna be about the Roger Report Live to tell you what's good and what's not. I'm gonna just keep it real on that note. I'm gonna do a much better job than the Academy is gonna do. It just is what it is. And again, this is why Michael B. Jordan should be celebrated. He is an actor, but he ain't just any actor. The man has been picking up great films here and there and helped conveying great stories that should be told. Okay. And he's done a lot with the stories of black men that weren't told until he did it. So I got to give this man a lot of credit because he don't have to do these movies, y'all. That's the thing about being an actor. You don't have to be great. Sometimes you can just be cool, you can be mediocre, and you can have a pretty good career as a mediocre actor. There are some actors who made a lot of money that really didn't shake up the world. But they just able to get into a lot of good, decent films and help the film carry a story along, but they was never a star of it in any kind of way. You can do that as an actor. Okay. This man did a lot to be a star, to really be seen as a movie star, and again, carry our image in the right way the whole time. And as black men, as much as this country is against us, we definitely should be cheering on any black man that goes through the trouble of carrying our image properly in these streets. And that's real talk. Because a lot of, let's be realistic, y'all. A lot of men aren't taught to do that. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of brothers who are coming out of single mother home, and they are not taught the value of carrying our image the right way at all times. So even a person that, I don't necessarily root for, such as a LeBron James, I've never rooted for LeBron James. As far as him playing basketball, because he ain't never once played for the Bulls. It's not a hating thing on LeBron James. He never played for the Bulls. And because he tried to outdo my guy, which happened to be Michael Jordan, could never root for him.
Far. Don't go too far. Just make your point. Just make your point. Don't go too far.
The point is, I can respect how he's carried the black man's image. And I'm saying everybody don't know to do that. And I'm giving him extra credit because he don't even come from a home with a father in it. He definitely had a mother that he had to overcome. So when we see people like a Michael B. Jordan, man, you got to give them their props. We don't have to like every move they make, but Lord have mercy. Can we let this man have his shine the way he been moving? Because he's been moving the right way for such a long time.
Let me say this.
Ironically,
the movie that you're referring to is called Street Smart. It's on Tubi and on Amazon
Street Smart.
Prime.
Yeah, thank you.
And yes,
thank you.
We
Thank
got a
you
movie
for
tonight, gentlemen.
Thanks for the correction. Yeah. Yeah, Street Smart.
Man, well, I already seen that motherfucker. There's so many. They
on the image thing, ironically, this is just my opinion, nothing for you all to necessarily agree with. To me, the only time his image took a hit, ironically, was when he was with Lori Harvey. Yeah. The only time I thought lesser of him was when he was with her. Because we already knew her background. We already knew what kind of time she was on. We had heard that she had dated Puffy and his son, for Christ's sake. Yeah. And so when I heard that, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing, cuz?
Yeah.
What we doing?
So, I mean, that's the only time his image, at least for me, was questionable. Ironically.
Freaking her. Yeah, I was like, bro, put her ass to work. Get her out of here. Go put her to work.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say, on that note, shout out to him for getting out of that.
Yeah, he's about.
Okay.
I'm going to say another one, history-wise or career-wise, would probably be, I didn't think it was that bad of a movie, but the Fantastic Four. I think he was going in a trajectory of Disney. You get what I'm saying? And I think that probably, I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating, just following his career. So sort of, I think that kind of at that point he was like, nope, I'm taking charge of what I want to do from this point forward. That movie still was him, but it wasn't him. It was too Disney-fied. It's always say the execs get in the way. Like you could be the best of who you are, and then when you present it to the world, for some reason they cannot grasp it because the execs got in the way. I think he realized it at that point, and now here we are. He just been, really doing him. And again, to go back to movie, movie choices and you having the liberty to actually be the actor that you are.
And I'm gonna say,
well, the biggest problem with the Fantastic Four was it being owned by Sony and not by Marvel and then later by Disney. Ironically, because it was not assumed within the MCU and thus has not had the benefit of the talents, the specific talent set within the MCU, including obviously Ryan Coogler from a production and direction and even marketing standpoint. And so my presumption is that he made that decision outside of any sort of dealings, I guess, or Coogler had not at that point gotten the Panther opportunity. So that was
but we hang it, Uru.
Sure
I see what you're doing.
No, I'm just saying. I'm assuming he would have made some different decisions had that franchise been a part of the MCU. That's the point I'm making.
Right.
And I'm gonna say real quick, shout out to Perfect Timing Podcast. He said he did that movie to get his bread up and do the movies he wanted.
I feel that.
And let me say this: if you're a comic book fan, and I go all the way back to almost the Johnson administration, a lot of dudes would have loved to play Johnny Storm, even the black dudes.
Yeah,
a lot of dudes would have loved to play Johnny Storm.
And I just want to throw out there that he did a fantastic job. Okay, but sometimes it's only so much a black man can carry these white people. I
swear to God,
carry these white people so much sometimes. Real talk, y'all. Real talk. So it wasn't bad because of him,
Hulk, bro.
I'm just saying, man. It's only so much you can carry these white people. Sometimes you get tired with these people on your back. You know what I'm saying? It was, two black actors in the film. The other gentleman, not a super like a well known person, but he's one of those actors that, like I said, he, you could look at him as, not to insult him, but like a mediocre guy. He's in films, you'll recognize him. I don't necessarily know his name. He doesn't really carry films, but he always does a great job to help move the story along. So he's definitely a great guy to be in a supporting role of any film. But you can't drag white people all the way to across the finish line sometime when they got too much control. If you had maybe a black director, to help that film along, and somebody who can whip these other folks into shape, maybe something could have happened. But it's only so much a brother can do.
You mean like a Ryan Coogler?
No, it wasn't no Ryan Coogler. It was some white guy. It was definitely
Jordan
some white
Peele.
guy. It's only so much
is a
we
great
can do to help these people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes because they have control, they put certain constraints on us where we can't help them. It just is what it is,
I think it's just like business with anything. Once you show that how, it's you don't start off on top. You start off coming in like, listen, I'm telling you, I got it. Right. And most of the people who make the decisions still have to see. You still have to prove yourself. So you don't come in the game, I never know your credit and you can already get 3%. It don't work like that. You got to come in, let us see habits, right? Once we see habits, then we start to value your artistry because we can see your works, right? And we are also financing this very thing that you're doing. So I don't see, though we are the community and we are indulgent, we are not the system, is what I'm saying. So the system is important for him to acknowledge who he is, stand on who he is, right? But also the system allows the fact that he can now stick his chest out, hold his head up, right? This is who we are. Same with a Denzel. It's that energy that we're projecting, saying this is who we are. You don't have to be afraid of this. This is who we are, though. But you don't have to be afraid. And so now they can, all right, cool, we'll let that in. And now there can be some integration in these, so these movies won't be so whack. Because the past 10 years to me, or I'll say at least the past 7, 8, has just been horrible. I remember movies used to come out, it was just, it wasn't about, I guess, the numbers as it was people wanting to just be moviegoers. And I think the fear of a bad movie has kind of put a crimp in the amount of movies that come out until we get that one good movie. But just movie making in general has become more, I guess, financial than just they're more artistic.
Well,
Well, you could blame that on
I'm
let
gonna
me
woke
say
tell you
this.
culture.
something. If
I'm
you
gonna
You could
look
say
blame
at
this,
that
the
on
y'all.
woke culture.
economics,
Hold on,
if
hold
you
on,
look
And
at
y'all.
you
the
correct us.
economics of the movie business post COVID, Coogler is a pillar of the movie industry. If you look at the economics, if you look at what properties, what films have made money since COVID, I'll bet you Coogler has committed as much. Now you got to do a little slight carve out for the MCU because that's a fairly fantastical situation, right? But if you just take out that and look at the movie industry overall and who has not made money, Coogler has been as profitable a movie director and producer as there is in that whole business. I guarantee you he is.
I
All
wouldn't
right.
take out the Marvel joints. You got to keep those in because he did produce them. They might not have been
No,
what they
but I'm
was if
saying the
he wasn't
Marvel
producing them.
joints had they. I'm comparing him to. I'm saying look. He competing against Captain America and shit. That's not a valid comparison. I'm saying comparing him outside of fantastical stuff. We got to go see the movie because it's the Avengers. You take that shit out and you look at real filmmaking, real movies, real characters, real etc. In terms of comparison to comparison, Coogler is as profitable as any movie director and producer in that business since COVID. I know he is.
Yeah. And he's worked with Michael B. Jordan very closely.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say that Fantastic Four that was put out that was owned by Fox. I do want it to be recognized that when people criticize that film, because I've seen a lot of people criticize that film, they did not criticize Michael B. Jordan. Everybody
Nah.
kept saying,
That's right.
he put out a fantastic performance. Now they criticized some other actors, and they said certain people didn't necessarily fit this role, and the film should have did this. I'm not. The film wasn't as bad to me as people said it was, but
I
I'm
agree.
gonna say Michael B. Jordan was getting, people who do not know each other obviously came to a conclusion. I'm gonna criticize this film, but I'm not gonna criticize Michael B. Jordan. So I saw that as a thing when I was
There,
watching
there
people
have been
criticize
there
that
have
film.
been four fantastic films. None of them have been particularly good.
None of
None
them.
of them.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
You're right. None of them.
None of
Even
them
this
have
last
been.
one.
The last one was
They've
trash
been,
too.
they've included good. They've included good actors. Obviously, we got one who started out Johnny Storm and became Captain America. So they've had good. And by the way, he was also pretty damn good as Johnny Storm. He was like quintessential. Chris Evans was
Yes.
quintessential Johnny
Yes, he
Storm.
was.
If, if
Yep.
you
Yep.
if you if you read those comic books in every way, even
Yeah.
the look, right?
And,
Yep.
but
Uh, but so
I,
it's just been bad films overall,
look,
not because
I'm
of the
not
actors,
trying to
just been
credit
bad
those
films.
films. I'm just crediting how great of a job Michael B. Jordan did in the role. I'm just saying when all these
Yeah,
people was banging out on that film, I saw person after person after person say, such and such such. But
yeah,
Michael B. Jordan was great. I seen many people do that who were content creators,
yeah.
and so these are just random people's opinions. But people seem to consistently say Michael B. Jordan did a fantastic job. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to
And it,
defend the film.
it does help that he is Hollywood too. So he is young. So you got to think he's been young and he's been in Hollywood since he's young. So not only is he in Hollywood, I don't know if you know, but one of his friends was the DJ off of Rob Dyrdek's show, the black guy on Rob Dyrdek's
Mm-hmm.
show that plays the DJ. Those two are buddies, right? So this has been a thing for Michael B in the long time. I remember he would even sit on there and he'd be like, boy, my roommate, my buddy, my buddy Michael B. Jordan, he on the
Sterling.
way.
That's
He
his
on the
name,
way.
Sterling.
Yeah, he on the way. He on the way. And he said this is way back then. And to hear that, even if Michael B was listening now, he would be like, man, that motherfucker right there, he right. I'm telling you, because I heard it with my own two ears. And so to
Yeah.
get from that to this, is really crazy to me. But I'm saying he's a darling of Hollywood. So not just, he is a great actor, but again, and make it easy for your peers. He's like we all went to school together. We all in high school, and this is the the valedictorian or whatever that guy is or gal is at that height. It just makes sense for us to support this. Now, whether are they ready to allow other black actors the same grace? Black actors, not African.
Well, they didn't allow him no grace. He earned that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's still a level of all right. Well, it's still a level of you know what I'm saying.
I think grace is a dubious term to use right here because it connotes a divine power that we don't want to necessarily project upon those people.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's paving a way because what he's doing is proving he's helping to prove a lot of things that Hollywood say about black people and will black people sell. So the fact that him and Ryan Coogler is working so well together, they are proving that you can buy into that if you want to as Hollywood, as somebody who controls stuff in Hollywood, or you can go behind some brothers and make some money. So
it's easy for us to move when we don't have so many fights. You understand? Like you're not you're gonna get pushback, but the people that we fight and we can steamroll them until they go get the army. Now, when you go get the army, it's gonna be kind of more challenging for us to fight you and this citizen-backed army. He doesn't have the pushback. I think he's he's been, again, you're a Hollywood darling, but everybody that come in the game probably won't be a Hollywood darling. You probably don't know who they are, but they will work just as hard.
Well, no, but hold on, darling. Be careful with that darling term, because darling implies that he was getting some special disposition, when that just might not be the case at all. What I observe from a distance is an extremely well-raised and bred young man who has avoided making mistakes that other men who might not have enjoyed the advantages of the breeding and the association of his particular parental and maybe extended family support system. And therefore, he has been able to move amongst different groups of people. You guys were talking about the DJ guy being roommates with the DJ guy. He's been able to, in a fairly dicey business. And if you're in a dicey business and you don't have all that good family upbringing, then it's easy for you to get pulled in this direction and that direction. We were talking about earlier about his continuing to live with his parents. That's how you stay out of trouble. Because even if I want to go out here and get buck wild, I still got to go back home to my folks. I can't have them smelling dope on me, for example. I can't have no hoes coming to my. I can't have no skank hoes coming to my people's house, right? So it kind of forces you to it forces you to be conscious about the things you're doing and how they may blow back beyond just yourself. And in that industry, in that environment, in Los Angeles in particular, that's a good thing. In particular.
Well, and I want to say, well, you great black research, you got it next. I want to say, look, the man made great decisions. He saw somebody. He saw greatness in somebody else who saw greatness in him. So he just made a good decision. When they were doing Fruitvale Station, Ryan Coogler said, before he had his next movie and all that type of stuff, I think it was Fruitvale Station. I gotta remember what it was, but Ryan Coogler was basically telling him, "I need you to be in this next movie that I'm doing," and then they just started working together because Coogler was getting opportunities, and Michael B. Jordan was getting other opportunities. But when every time Michael, matter of fact, I think it might have been Creed. But whatever Coogler was doing, he saw greatness in Michael B. Jordan, and he bet on Michael B. Jordan. Now, Michael B. Jordan simply did the same thing. He didn't have them connections like that. He just bet on Ryan Coogler.
I would say Michael B. Jordan bet more. I would say Michael B. Jordan bet more on Coogler than Coogler bet on him. When Michael B. Jordan made Fruitville Station, he was an established actor. He had made money. He had, he had credit. I mean,
Yeah.
he had The Wire. He had a real resume. When Coogler made Fruitville Station, he had over $200,000 in student loan debt. If that don't go a certain kind of way, maybe if that's a terrible movie, if Michael B. Jordan has a terrible performance, the trajectory of his career might go very different after that. May go
Wait,
very different after that.
you said if Michael had a terrible performance or Kugler did a
No,
terrible
No,
thing?
well,
If
my
if
Either
point
if
is
one.
that was a
that
Either
bad
one.
film, if that was
my
a bad film, and Michael B. Jordan had a terrible performance, and it was a panned film, no telling what happened. Now Michael B. Jordan may be able to continue to move on.
absolutely.
It's just okay. It's just a bad
But
performance.
I,
But
Kugler gonna
look,
be in
if you
trouble.
know about filmmaking, 90% of the weight of a film is on the director, the
no,
Yeah.
producer,
uh,
but really the director, right? So if that film goes badly, if Michael B. Jordan does not kill it in this performance in that film, we might not even be talking about Ryan Coogler.
no, I'm not trying to take credit away from Ryan Coogler. I'm just trying to say, as I did, they both made smart bets on each other. These are good
No,
black men
no, but
making good
I'm saying,
business decisions.
Roger, I'm emphasizing the point. I'm emphasizing the point. The your point about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan indirectly made the opportunity for us to know Ryan Coogler. That's the point I'm making. I'm saying in that relationship, at the start of that relationship, when they made that film, that made both of their careers. But it don't happen if Michael B. Jordan is not a credible enough actor to draw the attention to that film and then perform well in that film enough to say, oh, well, Ryan Coogler is a good director. Well, maybe we can give him we can do the Rocky movie. Oh, he's really good. Well, maybe Ava DuVernay. You know what? I'm not going to do the Panther movie. Give that to Ryan Coogler. That all comes from Michael B. Jordan agreeing to do Fruitville Station.
Well, I
No,
heard they actually made like a
I'm
friendship
definitely
pact
rocking with you.
saying we was gonna stick together, period. Like no matter what, we gonna rock together. And anything I'm in, you gonna be in, and anything I do, you gonna have a part of it to a certain extent.
Well, yeah, I'm
So you
trying to
gotta
give
love
them
that
credit for
brotherhood.
you. Yeah, I'm trying to give them the credit for they use what they had to help each other. And as a black person in Hollywood, it's very smart to use what you got to
come
make
on.
things happen for
That's
yourself
all I'm saying.
and your team. And I'm saying Michael B. Jordan, because he the person being honored today. You know what I'm saying? I got to give him credit for doing stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, you said that even the white guy who was who did the music was part of his background. Now I didn't know
Was
that.
it was his roommate.
I mean, shout out to him for looking out, because I ain't never been against white people. I say you got to measure them individually. So if he had an individual
Nah,
good
his
white
roommate
man,
was a black guy. The
Well,
DJ
no,
was
no,
he,
no, no,
no,
yeah.
he's talking about the white
no,
guy. He's
no.
talking
He
about the
he
white
was
guy.
he had been his room. He had been his roommate in college. Uh, but this is a different kind of white guy. This isn't an American white guy.
Oh, okay.
This is a Swedish white guy. So they different kind of white people. And when you listen to the story, of the white guy, it's a pretty damn good story. It's about his father being this great Chicago blues fan, and having Buddy Guy's music and Howlin' Wolf's
Mm,
music, and going back. That's a great story in and of itself.
yes,
Even
sir.
with the white guy, even the white guy story is a black man story. That's just how great that whole outfit is.
I just want to
What
really preface his mom and dad, if they still together and he's really like backing the family unit, man. I mean, we ain't even discussed that. He obviously got good parents, and that's what I call deliberate parenting. I think that's kind of has a lot of part to do with the decision making in the
wait,
choice of movie and them moving deliberately through this world of entertainment and even Hollywood, just being able to be yourself and be authentic, without having to wild out and just be ignorant. Even the way that he left that situation with Lori Harvey, it said a lot. It really did, because a lot of men were saying, "Man, what you doing?" And he kind of, went with it, but he kind of listened too. It was at some point, he was like, "You know what?
when
Y'all
it
right."
when it comes to
You know
decision
what's the
making,
most ruthless? You know what's the most ruthless good guy thing you can do with a woman that you've been involved with?
just walk away from her.
Pretend that bitch never, pretend she never even existed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most ruthless, and be uber successful after that.
After the
This
fact,
is
yeah.
the quintessential story of the ruthless black guy. This is it.
That's how you do it.
When it comes to Michael B. Jordan and his decision making, you're looking at the decision making that's paramount. This is reaching the levels of like Barack Obama and like LeBron James, regardless of what you think about him as an athlete or how many championships he won. When you look at his decision making, bro, this guy is at the top of his field where everybody wants to be. And you look at the decisions he's made, and Laura Harvey is like a little blip on the radar at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this guy is making fantastic decisions as a man.
Gentlemen, what I see is a focused black man. A focused black man is disciplined. He's making things happen because he's focused
Honestly,
and
I think
disciplined.
he messed with her on the strategy tip. I don't even
Yeah,
think he was
motherfucker
really
wanted
involved
one
in anything
love that
like that.
monkey. That's it. He wanted to one love that monkey, and he realized, like, you know what? It ain't all that, because I could really go cross seas and get 10 of you.
That's why I think he did it on the strategy thing. I think he way too smart and strategic to think that was going to work.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. He's like, I'm cool. I ain't got the energy.
It may have been as you described, Stark, but it was a risky move because her background was such that it could have gone badly. It could have gone real bad. I'm glad he got out of it, because all it would have took is her exposing some of his business in social media somewhere or whatever. No, it was. I'm glad it didn't happen to him. I'm glad it didn't happen to him. I'm glad he got away from her before it could have happened to him. Because if he had stayed with her long enough, it would have happened.
Yeah. And what I'm saying,
he be dealing with Kane dealing with right now.
Yeah, my point of what I was saying, I'm just trying to give that man credit because he is obviously a very good decision maker. Nobody's gonna make perfect decisions, but he's a very good decision maker from an overall standpoint. And the fact that he said, "Let me really rock with Ryan Coogler because I see something in him," and Ryan Coogler saw something in Michael B. Jordan. I saw Ryan Coogler, another award ceremony, and he was talking, and Ryan Coogler said, "Yeah, I was talking to him, and he said that he was talking as if I was the first person who ever told him he was a movie star." And then Michael B. Jordan yelled out the audience, "You was." You see what I'm saying? These two men made very good bets on each other. So there is some great decision making and what they've been doing and how they've got to where they happen to be. And I'm just trying to give Michael B. Jordan very good credit, because if he bringing the sweetest guy with him, he attached himself to Ryan Coogler, was able to. He said yes to Creed, if I remember the story correctly.
Let me clarify. The Swedish guy was affiliated with Coogler, not Jordan.
Well, regardless, Michael B. Jordan, him staying with his parents longer than what we would think to do, because who with that type of money gonna stay with their parents? We was leaving parents' house when we was broke, and he rich, and he like, no. He rich, and he like,
right,
no, let me keep them around.
We broke. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I got to get away from here.
So
I'll be back.
Let me tell you, the parents should be able to make a fortune given training on how to be stage parents.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they should be able to do training seminars on what to do, to how do you raise an Academy Award-winning actor.
That's
That's how
real right
they,
there.
that's how they should be able to market that business.
That's some real shit.
That's
That
real.
consultation business. Yeah.
You know who them two remind me of? They remind me of Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Like both of them make each other shit just pop for some reason to me. Like I like seeing them work together.
It's like Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson. They tie together at the hip and they making money together.
Yeah, it works. Batman and Superman, man, it works.
Yeah, and it's a lot more fun to
De
make money with your friends.
Niro and what's his
Al
name? The
Pacino.
director?
Oh, my bad.
No, De Niro and what's the name of the director?
Scorsese.
No, Scorsese. Yeah, how many films they made together? They probably made 10 or 12 or more films together.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Real talk.
Well, it's just like with Eddie Murphy, and I know he's crazy, but even Chris Rock, they all have they company, if you will. These are companies. So every time these if you ever seen Boardwalk Empire, these are companies. These are you see these certain actors play in these certain roles because these production companies, these actors are up under the contract of this company. So you're gonna see it just makes sense because we know each other. We perform with each other. We've been performing with each other for years. It's easy when we get the script. Yeah. Everybody know what to do. It just makes it simple. So
I do believe that.
Shout out to Spike Lee because nobody has the launching pad. Nobody has no director, no producer has that early roster. Samuel L. Jackson, Denzel Washington, what's his name, Blade, Wesley Snipes. Nobody has that early roster that Spike Lee had. None of them. Halle Berry. None of them have that. I mean,
Sam Jackson.
Spike put on stars. Spike put on stars.
Man, he had everybody, bro. He did. He did. He made that. So that's what I'm saying. It was that team and that look, that aesthetic, that flavor. I think that's what Ryan Coogler had an opportunity to show, kind of like that Spike Lee look where he's on the, somebody walking, but they on a skateboard. That's his own little aesthetic. That's his thing. And he's kind of started that shit. It's crazy. But Ryan Coogler the same way. I think, even though Black Panther was a great movie, it was. Sinners to me was really him. It was really an opportunity for him to do it the way that he truly wanted to do it, and it was artistic. And I think it should have gave it was a little bit of musical, right? Had pretty much the cultures that were all the cultures were in there. I think he represented well. The acting wasn't great, but I don't even think it's just like a rapper. Some songs ain't meant for you to just be a great rapper on. They just meant for you to be a hot song. So it's just like movies. Some movies not necessarily just to be focused on the acting per se, because it is included in the bigger thing, and that's this package. So yeah, man, I think that
I couldn't agree with that.
Imagine being so accomplished that your name can be Michael Jordan and that still be okay. Think about that. Anybody else would be getting killed with that name. Anybody else would be getting killed with that name trying to come up. The guy has done so well. Yep. He has done so well that he's distinguished himself with having the same name as the greatest athlete of the 20th century. And we all know that's true. Don't even debate that. In fact, the greatest living athlete. He's got the same name as the name of the greatest living actor. He's got the same name as the greatest living athlete.
Black Guru, he was being teased by them girls in New Jersey about being Michael B. Jordan. They like, you ain't no Michael B. Jordan. He was being teased
bro. This
about
is what
that.
the Ratchets was talking about.
Look,
them girls were
Right,
teasing him saying,
right.
"You ain't no Michael B. Jordan," and they were saying he's carrying around his photo. But that
Look,
man was planning to be successful. That's why he was
look,
carrying his photo around. So he was
Hey,
doing
let's go there
everything
for a
correctly,
second,
I,
and they
y'all.
were teasing him
look,
about that.
Let's go there for a second.
Even MJ probably saying that's a good Michael Jordan.
hey,
Yep.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
y'all something
That's a
real.
good Michael Jordan.
I'm gonna tell y'all one of the realest things y'all gonna hear for a long time. Michael B. Jordan is the Michael Jordan of acting right now.
Yeah. That's the
He
real.
So when
really
you
is.
say the Michael Jordan of anything, you automatically talking about top tier. You talking about legendary. Michael B.
Championship.
Jordan is the Michael Jordan of acting.
Championships.
You know what I'm saying?
Michael B. Jordan has Michael Jeffrey Jordan looking at his sons and asking them, "What the hell wrong with y'all?
No, don't do that.
What's
Don't
wrong
do
with
that. When a father sees a great level as a son, that sometimes you don't want to have your sons have to live like that.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's a little too much. But
Party and have fun, man. Do your thing, man.
but I gotta give Michael B.
Look,
Jordan credit because at
it's
the end of the day,
yeah.
he's carried himself in such a fantastic way. He's done this thing for such a long time, and he's represented us in every good shape, way, and form that you have. The man is scandal free. I do get the Lori Harvey thing, but what person ain't never made a bad decision here or there? You know what I'm saying? Your decisions are not going to be perfect, but he managed that pretty well, and he ain't had to speak a word on her name. Which I think has been the right move for him to make. At the end of the day, and he's been still chasing greatness, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna get. He's already there. The question is just how great is he gonna be? That's all I can really say is how great is he going to be? Because I believe he's already achieved greatness at this particular point. And his first time out, he got his Oscar, which is some actors spend a lifetime trying to get. And he already got the first one out the way. So shout out to him for that, y'all. But I'm going to get ready to bring this one to a close, y'all. We're going to close a little bit early. We ain't hit the 3-hour mark, but we're going to close this a little bit early. But it's been fantastic. It's been wonderful. Shout out to everybody who just came. And shout out to Michael B. Jordan for now having a legitimate chance of becoming a living legend, which is the greatest thing you can accomplish as far as your career. Y'all have a great and wonderful rest of y'all day. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do this at 9 a.m. Chicago time, Monday through Fridays. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Long live the Habitual Line Steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.